Hello friends, welcome back to Digitalk. So in this session, I am going to cover how we can push or pull the Docker images to and from the GitHub. So GitHub is a central repository or a cloud-based repository which we use for the end-to-end management of the code. Okay, and along with that, your GitHub also work as a repository, or you can say the container registry for the images as well. Okay, so in the Docker we create the multiple images, and based on the images we create the multiple containers, right? So this concept will help you in terms of the DevOps as well. If you are going to learn the DevOps and you want to implement the Jenkins or some other tools for the CI/CD pipelines, okay, and you have the Docker in your environment where you want to update the latest Docker images to the central repository, and then again you want to pull it from the central repository to your directly on your servers. Okay, so for that, this concept is going to help you to understand how exactly it is work and how we push and pull the containers, or you can say the Docker images, to the GitHub container registry. Okay, so in the GitHub, as I said, it acts as a container registry as well. So it is completely different than the code that we push or pull in the GitHub. Okay, so for the code we have to create a repository which will be a public or public repository. Okay, and but when we talk about the images, so it is stored in a centralized container registry. Okay, so it is completely different than the repository. So that's why the process to pull or push the images is bit different. Okay, not in much but bit different in terms of the difference for the container registry and acting as a public and private repository for the code, right? So this is the action plan that we are going to follow. So the step one is you have to create a GitHub account. So for that you can go to the github.com. Okay, you can just do a simple sign up with a valid email address, and then you can able to log into your GitHub account. So once your GitHub account is ready, then you are going to get a account name. Okay, so you can click on the profile icon. Here you will see the account name. This account name is very important because this is we are going to specify in all the Docker commands, specifically in terms of the check-in and check-out, or you can say push or pull of the images. Okay, so once the account is created, note down your account name. This is your account name, right? And this is the first step, which is straightforward. Second is to create a PAT, which is called the personal access token. So whenever we log into the GitHub, okay, from the command lines, okay, so it doesn't allow you to log in with your password, GitHub password. Okay, so the username will be the same that you are going to create here. Okay, or maybe the email ID that you are going to use to create your GitHub account. Okay, but for the password login you have to create a personal access token, PAT. Okay, and how to create that personal access token, let me show you quickly. So once you log into your GitHub account, click on your profile icon, then you have to go to the settings. Inside the settings you can scroll down and you have to go to the developer settings. Inside the developer settings you will see a personal access token. Click on the token classic, and this is the latest one, fine grained token. It has some different capabilities, so we are going with the classic token. So once you click on the classic token, you will see an option generate token, and then inside that you have to click on generate new token classic. Okay, and you have to confirm your access. So let me confirm my access. Okay, so now you have to give a name for the token. So let me give Digitalk demo token. This is just a name for the token. You have to specify the validity for the token, for how long this token will be valid. So I'm going with the default 30 days, and then you have to provide what kind of access that you would like to grant to token. That means the user who are going to use this particular token, okay, that user what all the privilege will have. Okay, so I'm going to give the access to the repository, and then delete and write packages. Okay, this delete and write packages are very important to allow the access to the your GitHub package repository, or you can say the GitHub package registry, okay, which we use for the push and pull of the images. Okay, and scroll down, and then you can click on generate token. So this is a token that has been generated. So you can copy this token and you can take it somewhere in your notepad. You can note it down. So this is the token that we are going to use, okay, to push and pull the images from the command line. So this is step 2, which is completed. Now you have to log into GitHub from the command line. So log in from the command line. You have the command docker login, and this is for the container registry of the GitHub. Okay, GitHub container registry ghcr.io -u and then your account name. Okay, so this is the account name what I was talking about here. once you log into the account. So here you will see account name. So take this account name and create this command docker login ghcr.io -u and then your account name. Okay, so this is the command that you can use to log into your GitHub account. Okay, so let me run and let me see. I may have already logged in. Okay, so I have to give the password. So now here you have to give this path which we have created. Okay, now you can see login succeeded. So now we successfully logged into the Docker account with the help of the path that we have created. Okay, and this path is going to help you in the multiple other topics as well. For example, if you are working on the code, you would like to check out the code into your GitHub repository, you have to use the same way. You need the path token for the login. Okay, your password is not going to work here. Okay, so once you have logged into your Docker account, or sorry, you can use a GitHub account. Okay, from the command line. Okay, then you can push the image, but before pushing the images, you have to make sure the naming convention of the image is according to the container registry. Now, what does it mean? Let me show you. So here, if I show you the images that I have currently in my system, the repository is Oracle/WebLogic, and this is the tag. Okay, so this image has been created from the OCR registry, which is the Oracle Container Registry. Okay, similarly, just like we have a GitHub Container Registry, we have a Oracle Container Registry, and we have multiple other registries from the other Oracle or other cloud service providers, right? So this repository naming has to be in comply with the container registry in which you are working. So we are going to work here on the your GitHub container registry. So for that you need the image name in this format. The first is ghcr.io instead of the Oracle. Then your account ID. This is our account ID, right, which we have seen here in the console. Correct. So this is the gchr.io. Then slash. This is your account ID. And then this is a logical repository name for the container, and this is a tag. Okay, so these two you can give anything according to your choice, but the initial two in the name you have to give according to the container registry. So we are going with the GitHub. So this is, you have to make sure the naming convention should be like this one, ghcr.io / your account name. Okay, so as of now this image is having the Oracle/WebLogic. So I need to change this Oracle/WebLogic to the gchr.io / digitalk.fmw, my account, right? So for that we can create a tag. Okay, so this tag will create a new image, okay, which will be a copy of this particular image. Okay, that means it is not going to take extra space in your system, just like this particular image, but it is going to refer this image with a new tag, different tag name. Okay, so this is the way how we can create the new tag, docker tag. We can utilize the existing image. So this is my existing image, Oracle/WebLogic, and this is a tag. So this I have used here, Oracle/WebLogic : this is a tag, and I want this with the new tag, and this is the new tag. Okay, now apart from that, you may be possible that when you are building your images, okay, you can specify this tag here. So this is the command that we use to build the image, but for that you need to understand how we build the images, what is the role of Docker file here. Okay, so this is my Docker file that I have used to build my WebLogic image. Okay, for this I am going to create a separate session. Okay, so as of now this is not required to learn how to create the build an image. Okay, I'm just telling you because when you build the images, then we can create the tag according to our requirement. So as of now I have the image with the tag of Oracle because I used for the Oracle container. So I'm going to create the tag according to my GitHub container registry because I need to push the image to my GitHub account. Okay, so by this one you can, with the help of this command, you can just create a tag according to your GitHub repository. So let me run this command. Okay, and now you can see a different tag has been created in terms of the GitHub repository. Okay, so now this is done. So now we need to push the image. Okay, so what is the way to push the image? Command is docker push and then complete name along with the tag. Okay, so now we have the image in the same specification that is required for the GitHub container registry, ghcr.io / our account name and then this is your logical name along with your tag. Correct. So we can directly run this push command from here. Let me go here and let me run this push command. Okay, now you can see it is automatically connected to the GitHub container registry based on this particular GitHub container registry and our account name. And because it is connected, because we have already authenticated here to the Docker with the help of Docker login, right? So that's why it is pushed the images to the container registry. Okay, and that you can see with the help of this particular URL, or directly you can go to the package section of your GitHub as well. Okay, so now you can see this is the WebLogic, which is a one package, or this is the image that has been pushed here. Right, this is a command that you can use to pull this command. For example, now if you would like to pull this in your environment, okay, then you can use a pull command. Okay, so all these commands we use even specifically in the automation as well. Even you are going to use the Jenkins for the with CI/CD pipelines to push or pull the images. So these are the command, and you have to use in your CI/CD pipeline scripts. And you should aware about all these concepts that I have explained in terms of the container registry, account name, URL, how we create the images. Okay, how we specify the name for the images, tag for the images, and then how we can use a different command for that. Okay, now for example, let me want to pull this image. So before that, what I will do, I will remove the existing images. Okay, and then I will show you. Okay, so let me run the docker rmi command. Okay, I'm going to remove forcefully. So I'm going to remove all these images. Okay, so that I can create them again, or I can pull them again. Okay, so now it is removed. So now I can run the pull command. Okay, and again in the pull command I have to give the similar name that I have given in the push command, right? So now I can run this. So it is going to pull the image directly from the registry which we have pushed in the previous command. Right, now you can see it is pulling the complete image from the container registry. Okay, so again, based on your internet speed or the size of the image, it is going to take some time. And let me show you Docker images. And now you can see the image has been pulled in our system. Okay, so this is the way how we work in the Docker container registries, and how we use the path for the login with the help of commands, and then how we can use the Docker pull and push command to push or pull the images to the container registry in the Docker, in the GitHub. My mistake. Okay, in the GitHub. And then what is the syntax for that one, and how we specify the name of the images according to the container registries. Okay, so here we worked on the container registry for the GitHub. Similarly, if you are working on some other container registries, like for any cloud service providers or any other, okay, so then you have to specify this particular naming conventions accordingly. Okay, thank you.